girl was on the phone with him. You know how much that gotta hurt when you on the phone with him? Pew, pew. You know when you gonna get shot? She don't know. Now she do. Gonna work with who? Me and Patience? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll tell her. She ain't tell her nothing. 2 sons? And now she gotta go to jail and think about losing them 2 sons? Can't let that happen. Who got you shot? Coop? You gotta tell her. Oh, I can't believe he blamed me for that. I ain't pull that trigger. I thought I knew you. And now it seems like you're out here living your best life with these people. I heard you was up here alone at this cabin. Do better, want more for myself. And I was not listening to him. And I did it anyway. And look where it got me. Same place he was. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kaya. In today's video, it'll be all American, all Coop, that's surprising to me because I said, Dad, we're not gonna have it be all negative because I find Coop annoying a lot of the times. She be getting me tight. But I came to the realization pretty recently, and by pretty recently, I mean not too long before I sat down to do this, but that's because I was thinking a lot more on it too, and I realized I can see why she was acting the way she was early on. A lot of the stuff she's been doing, like from then up until now, still is very much annoying and too much, but I can see why she was taking those actions and why she was the way she was some of the time, not all the time, not even a lot of the time, some of the time. I could see her in a little bit more of a different light, you know? She doesn't fully upset me anymore. Plus, she don't be going through it. I mean, she is going through it. She's fighting for her life when we get back next week. So I feel a little bad for her, you know? So let's see if we can see how she got to this point here. What caused her to get that bullet, you know? And if you haven't seen what happened last season, I'm so sorry. That was a spoiler. I'll put it in the title though. It'll say like season 1 to season 3. But my bad. She having a hard time right now. And I was like, Dad, they ain't have to do her like that. But before we get there, we gotta see how we got to this point. So that's what we're gonna do. Who knows? Maybe I'll really like her by the end of this discussion. So I don't know about that, but we'll see. Okay, so I think the main thing that I realized about Coop that I wasn't taking into consideration and wasn't really focusing on first time around is that she's very similar to Spencer in the ways that they love the people around them, the people that they, you know, truly care for. And I think for her, that I missed it in the first episode of the series when she was pushing homeboy to go to Beverly. Yeah, that was on me. You could see up front that he cared more so about him succeeding and him getting what he wanted out of life, knowing that she was still going to be stuck in the situation that she was stuck in the same place, not really advancing herself. And she didn't really care too much about that. She was going to make do, basically. And homegirl was just trying to be there for her friend. She was trying to push her friend to do better, to want more for himself, you know. I feel like for the first part of season 1, that's where a lot of their issues came from between the two of them, is him not wanting her because he also feels like he, you know, left his family behind, his community behind, to go on and live this better life and to do better for himself, you know. But they were all still there to support him, even Coop. And I feel like for her, you're genuinely happy for him, and this is something you were pushing him to do. But at the same time, it's like, Dad, what are you going to do? Because at this point, she doesn't have music that she's like working on, and she doesn't have a love life. So right now, you're losing your best friend, and there's not much going on outside of school for you, which we already see now up until this point how much school really meant to her. So she wasn't really caring about that. So I think for her, because he's getting more for himself and that's what you want, but at the same time you're stuck in this situation that you don't really know how to get yourself out of. You don't even know what you really want, but you want to be happy for those that you love that are succeeding and doing better, you know. And I feel like once Spencer was gone, that's why she now gets with Sean because you have that connection. We learned what the connection is between the three of them because they grew up together. They used to be close before Sean, he got out there in the streets, you know? And now that he's gone, you, because this is the only other person that you have some sort of, you know, previous connection to, and you know the group that he runs with in Crenshaw, you know how Crenshaw is, why not go where it's just a little safe and you have a little bit of protection in a way, because Sean's gonna be there to, you know, make sure you straight for the most part. That was what negatively affected her and Spencer's relationship to begin with, because Spencer knows how Sean is, Spencer knows how Crenshaw is. So for you to, one, not only be running around with Sean, but to be doing it in Crenshaw and with the crew that he runs with, why would you do something like that, especially when he's no longer there to make sure you're good? I think for her, she didn't want to be a burden. And dang, I didn't see that before, y'all. Didn't want to be the person that you had to worry about being straight because you went off to do better for yourself, and because she wanted you to do that for yourself. Which is why she was like, you know, you go ahead, you go to Beverly, don't worry about me, I got it, you go ahead, you do you worry about your football, you know, I got you, I got your mom, I got Dylan. I was like, dang, yo, she was trying. And it's just because she didn't want him to worry. Basically going on doing what she feels will help her survive, what she feels will help her get through, you know, surviving in Crenshaw. And at this point, she doesn't see very much in her future. And I think as time went on, and the more Spencer was not letting up, because Spencer kept popping right back in. He was like, yo, come on, you shouldn't be running with him, you better than this, yada yada, you know how Sean is. But she wasn't trying to hear it. And I think that's also, like, I get that she didn't want to be a burden, but I also feel like you know how Spencer is. You've grown up with him this entire time, so you know the kind of person he is. You know that he cares. You know that he won't just go off and not worry about the people that he still has back at home. So for you to expect that of him, to just dip out and not check in and not care about what you're doing, and to just let you roam free with Sean the way you are and not try to do anything about it, girl, that right there, I said, Coop, that's your BFF. You know him. You know he not gonna let up. I feel like a lot of her throughout season 1 was her basically coming into her own of who she is, what it is that she was truly passionate about, what she wanted out of life, and getting more sure of herself and more confident in herself and what she's able to handle, basically. Which is why, you know, she was like, don't worry, I got me, I can handle me, to Spencer, because he's so worried about her and what's going on. And if he's so worried about her and what's going on in Crenshaw, is your mind even in Beverly? I want you to do better for yourself. I want you to succeed. But if you're constantly coming back here to check on me and to make sure I'm good, and your mind's not where it should be, why I sent you over there for then? Why I pushed you to go? In the beginning though, it seemed like he was really just getting in with her because, one, their relationship between the three of them, the history that was there, and because he knew how it came across to Spencer, and that Spencer didn't want that relationship happening. Let me have her running around town and everything, because I know he gonna keep coming back, and I know he gonna try to be coming at me because he feel like I'm making her do this and I'm not a good influence on her, I'm not good for her. But I do feel like over time their relationship really did build between Sean and Coop, which is why she was so affected by his death. Because at that point, you know, Spencer was in Beverly and Sean was, he was her Crenshaw friend. They were friends at that time. So during the time between Spencer and Sean, she meets Patience, which I feel like, listen, Patience was probably one of the best things that could have happened to her. Music was the second thing, but I also feel like Patience was a big push for that. But I feel like Patience was the best thing because it made her come into more of her own, and I feel like she really helped push the music for her, because yes, it was an interest of hers, but Patience even showed even more interest in it as well, and she was excited to hear Patience sung as well. So to sit there and have someone who you can create with and share the same interests with. I think that was something that really helped her see more in life initially than what she originally planned for herself. You know, I don't think she saw more than Crenshaw. She was like, dang, yo, Spencer getting out and I'm stuck here. How am I get out? And then she met Patience. I said, that's it right there, girl. That shit out. You and her. Music. Come on. Having that. But then we all saw when now she has Patience, Mama finds out. Mama not happy about the situation, so now she's put out. So then she goes to stay with good old Mama Grace. I know Mama Grace be coming through. Mama Grace and Dill. They was like, girl, you can stay up in here. We got you. We your second family. So she goes and she stays with them. So around that time, I think for her, it was a huge mix of emotions because you now have this new relationship that's going well. You have this passion that you both share. I think it made her realize that things were possible outside of Crenshaw and just for her future in general, because she wasn't thinking too much about that before. She definitely was not. So like for her around that time, she was like, her emotions were still all over the place in a way because her mom wasn't supportive of her. So, you know, people be loving their mama. They want support from their mama. So for your mom not to support you and your lifestyle, and you know, this is, you want to share music with her because this is a passion of yours and you can't even do that, to now have Spencer's mom open her doors to you, it hurt in a way because mom isn't here to, you know, show me that encouragement, and that's what you want in a way. Like the supportive parent was daddy, so to have that supportive parent who isn't really around as much, so you just gotta get it when you can get it, which we saw daddy, he popped in and then he was back out. We didn't see daddy for how long? He back next week though. But daddy was in and out. But that's the parent who seems like he genuinely cares and he's supportive of you no matter what. But you don't have that constantly there. And you know, he was trying, you know, he wanted her moms to work it out. But I think for her it hurt because you don't have both parents supporting you in your dreams and supporting who you are. You know, she had a lot going on. When Sean died, that was a big eye-opener for her because this is someone who you knew was on the track to wanting better for not only himself but for his daughter, and you were there to help with that. You were pushing him to do that, and for his life to just end suddenly like that, you were both on track to creating a better future for yourselves. And it hurt because one of you don't get that opportunity, and this is someone who you wanted the same for, you know. And now it feels like you have to make that happen for the both of you because he couldn't. He was trying to get out. He was like, nah, yeah, you could take it. I'm done. I'm getting my daughter. We out. And he ain't make it. And she was hurt. I said, dad, girl. But y'all know who's there to support? Patience. What I said. Yo, patience, man. It also made her see that life is too short because, listen, she ain't know he's gonna die like that. My girl was on the phone with him. She was yapping it up. You know how much that gotta hurt when you on the phone with him? And you just hear him go down? She knows she gotta make something happen because you don't know when you gonna get shot. She don't know. Now she do. So when homegirl starts running with Tyrone because it's because of you, Sean did. She's trying to keep a footing, it feels, in the life because she doesn't know how to let it go. She don't know how to let it go. She don't know how to just move on. This is what she knows. This is where she grew up, and her friend is dead. So nah, I gotta make this right. Her holding a footing to what's comfortable, and not comfortable in a good way, but it's comfortable because it's what it is. It's what Crenshaw is, you know? So during this time, you know, she's now running with Tyrone and she's trying to flip people. I was like, girl. Basically, she feels like once they find out that Tyrone's the reason why Sean is dead, Tyrone gonna be done for. But this isn't who you are. And I think for her, it's because she doesn't have something that's a sure thing. So, she doesn't know how to just let it be, let it rest, keep it moving. No, it's like, I need to retaliate. They introduced Preach. I was like, I don't know. I felt like he was gonna be a good guy, which he did turn out to be good for her. He was kind of a Spencer in a way because he didn't want this for her, and he knew that it was better for her, especially with her music and everything. I like that he was constantly trying to be that voice of reason after a while, that voice of reason to try to push her back in the right direction to where she should go, because Patience, she's going to do so much, and Coop wasn't trying to hear her all the time. We get to Papa JP. This is a major setback. I think this is also what it is, because she was all over the place. She had Patience, she had music, she had Preach, and after a while she eventually got like a semi relationship with Preach. Now we good. Relationship with Spencer is rocky for the most part, because before she's running with Sean, you're better than that. You know what he does, you know the person he is, why, but you do it anyway. Sean's dead now you're running with Tyrone. How many times I gotta tell you? This is why she was irking me, because nothing was a sure thing for her in terms of her future. Yes, music was there, but she was still trying to make it happen, and this is how she was getting by, was all these other things. Yes, Crenshaw, all right, yeah, probably shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it. Mama Laura want me to be like a little private investigator, help her get him. Girl, I got you. She's trying to do all these things and not really focus on moving forward, because I also don't think she really understood how to get herself to a place where music could be her career. And when she gets involved with Papa JP, now you have someone who, okay, he's interested in listening to my music. I could play him a track. He sat there and wanted basically Patience and not her. Patience wasn't trying to make music a career at the time. Patience, she was like, yeah, I sing sometimes. I sing in the church and stuff like that. Coop was over here making beats. Coop was writing her own raps. She was rapping her own raps. So to sit here and have Papa JP not want to work with you as a solo artist, he's like, oh, y'all, listen, y'all a duo? I could work with that, but, oh, you trying to be solo? Nah, I mean, can't really do too much with that. That's not really gonna sell. So it's either duo or nothing. What's it gonna be? She don't want that. My girl wasn't thinking about, she was thinking about being a solo artist, and her girl was trying to support her as a solo artist. But then that kind of was looking like, oh, so y'all want to work with me in a way. But I think for her, it's because this is something that she's wanted. It's been her music. This is her baby. She been writing these songs, making these beats. This is something that she's really worked hard to achieve and to put out there, and now she has the opportunity, but it's not what she was expecting, and it feels like you're not good enough in a way. Like, what you're putting out there isn't enough, and you need someone to help you, basically. So it's like a setback, because listen, he won't work with me, and she was always trying to hide it from homegirl too. Y'all remember that? He wanted to work with Patience. She wasn't even trying to tell Patience. I was like, girl, you mad shady for that. She was like, you won't work with who? Me and Patience? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll tell her. She ain't tell her nothing. She ain't mentioned it until she had to. That kind of put some tension in their relationship, because now this is something they both want to do. Look at that. They both want music. I do love, though, how supportive Patience was throughout the entire thing, and seeing how she was later on once she did really start like pursuing music, that it was actually a real passion of hers, which made you realize that this was most likely always a passion of hers. So to be sitting here still pushing Coop and being supportive of Coop, and helping her go after her dreams, even though clearly this is something that you want as well. I said, girl, loyalty. That's why my girl been sticking around. That's why, look at her. Next week, Patience. And Coop realized that. It took her some time, but she realized that. She was like, yo, I just want to keep her. So, I gotta make it right. Patience and music were the best things that could have happened to Coop, because had she not had either one of those things, she'd be right there next to Sean. Next best thing for her, though, was Lele. I feel like Layla, and then it's also just someone who believes in you. They care enough to see you make it. and Lele cared enough to see her make it. I was like, yo, this relationship here, this is a relationship I didn't know I needed or wanted until we got it. And I love them so much because it's like a genuine friendship and work relationship, and it's because they respect each other. I just want to take that chance on you, especially I feel like they came into each other's lives, well, not came into each other's lives, musically came into each other's lives at a time where they both needed it for the most part, like full-fledged, where, you know, Papa JP, he didn't want to work with her as a solo artist, but Lele was like, you know what, I'm gonna take that chance, I can do it. But at the same time, Lele was going through her own issues, and this was a sense of therapy, I feel, for the both of them, to be able, a sense of therapy for Lele, but a passion of Coops that she was able to really put her all into, and to have someone feed off of those ideas and contribute as well, and you're both excited about what you're creating. I love to see their relationship is thriving, and Coop and Spencer's relationship is a struggle. And I was like, dang, I didn't realize how many bumps they had in the road until I like was rewatching. I saw points where she was getting him tight a lot, and you know, he would do things that would annoy her from time to time. I didn't realize how many bumps they had in the road because of like the choices that both of them were making for the most part, but more so choices that Coop was making. When you know you really care about somebody is because you show those emotions really come through, and they're both showing those emotions. They're very passionate in their discussions where things were getting a little heated at times. I think for both of them though, it was just a butting of heads because each of them seemed like they were like, I'm doing this for you, no, I'm doing this for you, I'm trying to push you to do this because I want better for you. No, I'm trying to do that for you. They need better communication. That's what it is. They loved each other so much that they were willing to go through these things themselves so that the other didn't have to feel that pain or didn't have to go through any hardships or anything like that. It's the love, I tell you, because listen, had Coop been there when that bullet at the cotillion, he would have taken that bullet for her too. And then also look at Coop when Tyrone ended up dead and she was trying to take the fall for it. My girl was gonna go to jail. She was not gonna finish school. She was gonna go to jail. She was gonna be like, nah, I can't let that happen to Sean mama. She done been through so much. 2 sons? And now she gotta go to jail and think about losing them 2 sons? Can't let that happen. I said, yo, she ain't do it? And she was gonna take the fall for it? She got a good heart. I wasn't appreciating it before, but now I see it. She got a good heart. She meant well at times. Now going into Spencer with his little therapy sessions, and he had to come to the realization as to why you got shot. Who got you shot? Coop? You gotta tell her. So when he told her, and she was so surprised at the fact that he was blaming her, and it's because, yo, I love you so much. I'm the one that told you to go do you. I told you not to worry about me. She told him in the first episode, y'all heard her. She told him in the second episode too, God, I'm gonna handle mom. And he was worrying. You know, she was trying to tell him over and over again. So for him to sit there and blame it on her, that really hurt her. I think she was more so hurt than she was angry. And more so hurt at the fact that this was supposed to be your best friend. This is who you grew up with. You've been up in this dude's house. You was living up in his house when your mama kicked you out. She didn't want nothing to do with you. And for him to sit here and blame getting shot on you, I mean, it was kind of your fault because he told you. You know the kind of person he is. Come on. He just gonna leave you like that and not come back? You saw him. He kept coming back. So what did you expect? So, you know, she was hurt by the fact that he was like, you know what? I got shot and it's because of you. Because I told you. I said, oop, their relationship, huge wedge. They were just stuck now. That's why. Alright, now we're gonna jump. Now we at the cabin, right? And we done jumped a lot because they haven't been talking. He told her, you the reason I got shot. She didn't want nothing to do with him. She was like, yo, I can't believe he blamed me for that. I ain't pull that trigger. You know, now she's more focused on her music. She's focused on her relationship with Patience because it's going very well. Now, we both on tour, living their best lives. I told you, Lele, one of the best things that could have happened to her too. And so she's thriving, but her personal life is still affected because this is Spencer. You know, this is who you grew up with. This is your person. That's her person, y'all. That That was a realization too. She lost her person. So she knows she was happy because she had music and her career was looking a little bit better and she was going after that GD, but she didn't have her person. She had to get him back. So now she has all these things going for her. She's happy on the outside. She's happy to a certain extent, but she doesn't have Spencer. So that's a relationship that she has to make right because, you know, she genuinely does care about him and she wants that relationship to be good in a way, but they need to work through their issues, which is why when that cabin episode took place and she was letting him know, like, I told you, because he's used to saving people. He's used to being the one that's there to pick up the pieces, the one to take the hit and block you, you know? He was trying to block her. He did block her with that bullet. She was nowhere in sight, but he was truly blocking her. This person who I thought I knew you, and now it seems like you're out here living your best life with these people. I heard you was up here alone at this cabin. You're living your best life, and on top of that, I've been going over and over in my mind how you could blame me for you getting shot. How was that on me? I wasn't the one that pulled that trigger. He was like, you might as well have. So her going to the cabin, it ain't help not one bit. It probably would have been better had it just been the two of them to have this conversation, but her going there and seeing people and having to have that talk with him, even worse. I know she wanted to push him in the water. I know she did. That leaves their relationship even more so distant. I don't got time for this. I got my music, and this is a relationship I feel like I have done enough in, and I'm not appreciated, so I can let it go. Plus I got Preach. Oh, okay, that's another thing. Her relationship with Preach. I feel like also she was using Preach in a way because she didn't have Spencer. So now Preach, you're spending all this time. This is your new Spence. This is Spence 2.0 because he's giving you advice. He's your confidant. Outside of Patience, he's your manager now. I took my t-shirts. I was like, yo, she was doing the most. And it's like you're trying to fill a void. I told you, her and Lele fill that void. They need somebody. That's a connection. You don't have Spence. And now Preach is here. Yo, she was already pouring her heart out to him. That's why he was getting annoyed. He had that look sometimes like, Dad, can you stop talking? Because she was talking all the time, yo. And now I was like, yo, see, this is why I love Patience. Friendsgiving, when she got them all together, and now it's like, yo, let's just have this little small conversation. The little conversation that they had wasn't that major, but you know, it was a start. I said, yo, this is why Patience is a keeper, yo. Over time, also, Coop started to annoy me less and less. The more she got into her music and found her passion and was working towards a career for herself and doing more overall, the less she annoyed me. So, Mo coming into the picture, Tyrone's sister, just the name Tyrone associated with her, Coop was looking like, why she here? Her guard was up. See, that's you know what? That's what also made me kind of like her a lot more. I said, yo, look at her, freaking Lele. She don't know how to act. This girl, she ain't have no kind of guard up. She was just like, oh yeah, Carrie, Carrie. No. Coop, she said, Mo, no trust whatsoever, which you should not have had until they were all like, nah, she's here for the community. She's trying to make the community better. Her guard down a little bit. I was like, yo, she was doing so well. She was doing so well. She was not trying to have it. She was on high alert. She didn't know why Mo was gonna be there up in town. Like, why are you here? I know it's gotta be revenge for your brother because your brother dead now, as he should be. And I know you gonna come after me. Even Preach is on alert. Preach looking like, I know Mo. I know you. So that's not gonna happen again. Big daughter. She's letting it down a little bit because she seems like she's there for the community. Just a little bit. I was good because I was like, I know Coop. She's not gonna trust Mo all the way. She was like, okay, is she here for the community? I'll trust her like this much. But when she showed up and she was by herself, and it's nighttime too, I was like, girl, you and Crenshaw, and it's nighttime, and you know, well, you have a strong feeling that this girl does not mean well for you. I said, oh Lord, here we go. I wasn't expecting what we got. So she's talking about, you know, you used Andre to plan drugs on my tour bus. Do you not know Andre? I was like, oh Lord, girl, you rubbing it in her face that you didn't found the drugs and that her plan didn't work. And when Mo pulls out the gun, this girl done dodged death so many times. When Sean died, she could have been with him. She could have been outside instead of on the phone talking to him. She could have been right there walking beside him. Hey, you getting ready to head out with your daughter? She could have been right there. Nah, she dodged it. Spence at the cotillion, that could have been her. He could have been walking out with her. They could have been going back home to Crenshaw. Nope, she wasn't there. She was not there for that. But this time here, they said, we didn't let you off the hook one too many times. So, it's yours today. And that gun went off, and I saw her fall, and she was like, preach. And the blood. I said, Dad, Coop. She was doing so well. She slipped up right there. She should have brought somebody with her. I mean, she ain't no preach was there. He could have came out a little bit sooner. But she got shot. I said, yo, but you know what? One, she ain't dead. She not gonna die. So she gonna make a comeback. It's gonna be a slow comeback, but she gonna make a comeback. But two, this gonna be an eye opener for her. I feel like this is gonna make her realize. She's gonna be like, oh Lord, I don't never want to get shot again. I can't do this. I gotta get out of Crenshaw. So she's gonna be doing all she can to make her way out, which means her music. She going all in. She about to be out as soon as she could walk. Baker's either got an extra room, or if she could go stay with Lele, she should go stay with Lele. Oh, that'll be so good. She could go stay with Layla. Come on. That'll be perfect. I mean, they might, I don't know, would they butt heads? Nah, they be alright. Work on music, get up, Lele go to school, you know she going to college, Coop work on music while she back at the house. Oh, that'll be so good. I hope they move in together. That'd be dope. Yeah, so she ain't dead. She gonna make a comeback. She gonna wake up eventually. Gonna have her daddy there. Mama better be there, cause I ain't seen Mama up in the trailer. So I don't know where she at, but she better be there for her baby. But daddy, I said I knew he was gonna come back. Ain't no way your baby was gonna be up in the hospital and you ain't come see her. And now Spence, y'all know he gonna feel bad. He gonna be like, nah, not my best friend. My day one? Nah. He gonna be taking it hard. So this their relationship, they're gonna be tight again, because he not gonna know what to do. He is gonna be broken because he not gonna know what's going on with her. So he gotta make sure his friend is good. This is gonna bring them back fully together now that she done got shot. Cause now we both done got shot. Forgive you for getting me shot. I feel like this is going to change her though, a little bit, just a little bit. I feel like she is going to humble her a lot more and make her just reflect on a lot of things that's previously happened, you know? Like, she wasn't expecting to get shot. Maybe while she down for the count, she going to be thinking back and she going to realize, she was like, dang, yo. So this is what he was trying to protect me from. This right here. Because this right here don't feel good. It hurt. And this is why Spencer was the way he was. This is why he kept telling me not to run the streets, not to make my way out of Crenshaw myself. You know, do better, want more for myself. And I was not listening to him. And I did it anyway. And look where it got me. Same place he was. Y'all see her little support group? Everybody that was up in there waiting for homegirl. When she wake up, plus she's a grinder too, so she definitely gonna be trying to get back on her feet as soon as she can, so that way she could get out on that tour she was heading to. I think it's gonna be great for her. I do see her character growing a lot more this season. I think this is gonna be a big season for her. Also the season where we'll see probably the most growth. She had a really good season last season too though. Season 3 I think was really good for her, but I feel like going into season 4 and for her to have to recover from this and deal with this and to move on from this, that'll be a nice journey to see her go on, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for her to work through, and to still try to build these relationships that she has going on, to keep the relationships that she currently has going on, and to continue to work on her music is going to be a lot for her to juggle. But I think it'll be like really, dang, it's going to be crazy to see her try to manage all of this. But I'm here for it, y'all. And I was like, you know what? I think I said at the beginning of this that I might like her a lot more by the end of this. Did I say a lot more? I don't know, but I actually do. Now after talking through her character and how she has been, and seeing that at the end of the day, she be doing some annoying things, but she cares. She loves the people that she loves, and she does some of the things that she does because, you know, she, like Spencer, let me handle it. Let me worry about me. I don't want you to worry about me because you have your own things going on, you know? Thinking about it like that, I like her more. I see her better now. And I think Jordan might have just passed her for who annoys me the most right now. Yep. I'm such a flip-flopper. It changes over time, you know? It grows and it changes as the characters grow and change over time. So, yep. Right now, Jordan annoys me the most. And Coop, girl, look at that. You done moved up on my list. I like you. You're annoying still sometimes, but I like you. And I hope you have a speedy recovery. And I'm gonna be rooting for you. You gonna be alright. So that is everything for this week's video, you guys. And I will see you all next time.